Blue Yeti Radius Shockmount review. I'm going to focus on two things in this review. Number one, I want to show you what the purpose of a microphone shock mount is, and whether or not this particular shock mount fulfills that purpose. To do so, I'll let you hear clips recorded with and without the shock mount. The second thing I'll do with this video is review and show you the functionality and user-friendliness of the shock mount, including a trick you can do to keep the hinged part a little bit tighter so it doesn't keep sliding down all the time. Let's get started. First things first, what is a shock mount and is it necessary? When you sing or play any instrument into a microphone or accidentally bump the microphone while it's recording, those sound waves will make the microphone vibrate ever so slightly. And these vibrations tend to add a low or mid-range frequency humming or buzzing sound to your recordings. Not good. So the purpose of a shock mount is to absorb those vibrations and eliminate that unwanted noise. Does the Blue Yeti shock mount fulfill that purpose? Yes, it does, and I'll prove it. The first test will be to show what happens when I stomp on the ground and hit the mic stand. First, I'll let you hear what happens when I do this with the shock mount and then without the shock mount so we can hear the difference it makes. As you can tell, the shock mount helped a ton in this situation, so if you tend to shuffle around a lot when you sing or you accidentally bump the mic, whatever, you'll be glad you had a shock mount. Now let's test something a bit more practical, vocals. I'll be singing loud and sporadically, hopefully to cause the mic to vibrate. The results of this test are not nearly as obvious as the ground stomping test, but if you're wearing decent headphones, you'll notice the shock mount helps keep a more consistent volume and less piercing tone when I yelled really loud like this. You hear that, right? There? No, there. Yeah, there. Yeah! Without the shock mount, those loud parts have a bit more of a piercing, cutting, buzzing sound. It's a subtle difference, I know, but if you're serious about getting the best quality recordings, that's where the shock mount is your best friend. Does the shock mount make a difference for drums? No, not really. I'm in a carpeted basement which will absorb a lot more of the vibrations than, say, an upstairs room with wooden floors. Also, the mic is several feet away from the drums, and I have the Yeti's gain setting all the way down, which forces the mic to only pick up louder sounds. So basically, the shock mount will be much more effective while recording things that are much closer to the mic. Okay, let's move on to the second thing, functionality. I must admit I was quite disappointed with this shock mount when I first used it because for the life of me, the dang thing would not stay put after tightening the hinged part. It couldn't even hold up the weight of the microphone for which it was built. Sure, I could crank the screw till my thumb felt like it was gonna break off, but I'd still only get it to stay for like 10 or 15 minutes before it would sink back down. It's such a crucial part of the product and it failed big time. But I have good news. Odds are if you have a Blue Yeti mic, you have the little desktop stand that the mic came with. Well, this stand uses two little rubber rings to help secure the mic when you tighten the bolts. Why not just switch out those good-for-nothing plastic rings from the shock mount with the rubber rings from the desktop stand? All you gotta do is unscrew the bolts from the side of the Yeti stand, take out the rubber rings, then take out the plastic rings from the shock mount and replace them with the rubber rings, which are conveniently the same size as the plastic rings. Now when you tighten the shock mount, it stays put right where you want it. Bottom line, $70 for the shock mount. Is it worth it? Well, if you're an audiophile and you care about the sound difference between this and this, I'll let you be the judge. If you'd like to see what it's like to record a song with the Blue Yeti, click here. If you'd like to learn about the best places in your house to record and how to do a bit of soundproofing with stuff you already have, click here. If you found this video to be helpful, please like and add a comment below. If you hated this video, let me know in the comments below.